Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday. Welcome back to the Den of Iniquity that is Ken Shaving and BSing, home of your Big Shave Best champion. Thank you to some new subscribers that have come in. Thanks for those questions that have been coming in the comments section. I really appreciate it. I will look up some of the answers. I had a great question about whether alum does anything to kind of toughen up the skin. And I actually don't know. I don't know if it does or not. I'm going to ask a few folks, or if any of you know the effects of alum besides the anti-inflammatory properties and how it controls acne and is kind of an antiseptic as well. Please leave a comment down below. But I'm curious about it too, because I use it all the time, and he was questioning how my neck doesn't really get, or place I don't get a lot of irritation, although I go over sometimes, you know, a few too many times. But maybe it's just my regimen of, like, for example, the Aqua Velvet Sensitive 5-in-1 helps control redness after the fact. The alum, of course. Maybe I'm used to so much post-shave product. Maybe it helps that along. I don't know. I really don't know. But we're going to continue with the thread of Barrister and Mann, and I decided to use Reserve Cool today. So you're going to see a quality lather like yesterday. And I make sure I add a little more water so I don't get that drying out in the mustache, especially in the first pass. I got 1 day's growth, but it's a healthy 1 day's growth, so it should be a good shave. Big Bruce brush still. We'll stick with that since it's here. Distilled water in the little shaving bowl cup here. And aftershave splash, Reserve Cool. And yes, it confirmed it is clear in all the new round bottles, no matter which scent you get. Thank you, Vincenzo, for that. I thought it was, but I wanted somebody who had it to give me a response. I'm going to use the cube for the pre-shave, and I'm breaking out an old friend that I have not used in a long time. This is the standard razor. It is aluminum. Comes with a stand. I know it's generally readily available at maggardrazor.com, but I ordered this off, oh, dang it, I forgot the massdrop.com when it came available almost 2 years ago. It was my first large company DE. I had a Edwin Jagger. I have an Edwin Jagger Kelvin and a Merkur 34 CHD, and this is my first one. It's actually really cool because you can take off the handle the thread. Like, for example, see here. If you want to use a different handle, you can actually remove the threaded piece, but be careful not to drop it, especially when I don't have a stopper in the sink due to a sink malfunction. But you can put it in here and then put the handle back in the head. It's going to be Gillette Silver Blue again on the after one shave. So I've already run the tap to get it warmed up. Alright, now let's dip that brush. We leave a good amount of water on this one, and we'll start loading. So yesterday was my day of the long meetings. If you saw yesterday's video, I talked about that. I have like an hour and a half or so one, and then one that can go an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's really 2 meetings combined into one. Basically, it's 4 meetings. But they just run into the other. One's a little redundant because you talk to staff, and most people in the staff meeting are in the planning meeting, and so basically the planning meeting is keep it short, hopefully, and then just be able to schedule personnel for our customer counterparts when we need their support for things. So we try to keep it shorter, but still. It's a world pain. Then I added one after that because we're developing product support or logistics metrics to support an IT system, so like availability, things like that. Well, there's things that work when you're in traditional logistics, and in logistics for the military, those of you who served, is different from when corporate world talks logistics, because mostly they're talking movement. And we're talking like mean time between failures, parts availability, things like that. We're not talking about, you know, travel legs. Now, in the DoD, that is part of logistics, but that is not logistics as a whole. So there's a definite divide between private sector and DoD public sector logistics, for example. When all your IT, so it's IT, it's pretty much all commercial products. It's a lot of the software that's, you know, written specifically for the let's call it for the mission at hand, whatever the quote unquote weapon system does. So it's not stuff specifically written. I'm gonna take a little water out of here first. Okay, let's start painting in. But the problem is when it's commercial IT equipment, you're under warranties, you got support agreements. You know, you're not stockpiling a bunch of, you know, spare blade servers or whatever. It's not a standard government or military logistics model. It's more of a commercial world model. But they're trying to come up with these metrics to measure, you know, weapon system availability and other stuff, and it doesn't quite work the same. You know, here we are being forced because some colonel or some general or thinks we got to make it work, and then we're going to shove it down your throats to say, okay, tell us how you think it works. There's never top-down solutions. There's top-down framework to say make it fit, but there's no. And then when you try, then you get back, no, that's not what we're looking for. Stupid. So anyway. But, you know, that's the royal pain right now. It's the metrics development, so to speak. Alright, let's go with the standard. Fairly mild razor. I haven't used it in a long time, and my technique was not as good with it last time I used it. That's been a while. So let's see how it goes. Alright. Thank goodness for improvement. It's amazing to me how that works when you get better at something. Oh, as for the irritation during like passes, like multiple passes over a similar area, like I guess part of it could be that, you know, maybe the lather's better now. I mean, I never really got, even cartridge taste, I never really got like redness irritation. I would get more irritation once ingrowns would happen, but I guess I was fortunate. That kind of irritation wasn't an issue. My issue was really ingrown hairs. So I get it really bad, especially right in here. And I get these twin hairs in my cheeks, like one hair on each side in the same location right around here. That would want to bury in. And I gotta be honest, once in a while if I just overshave, that still occurs on the cheeks, but the neckline is no longer an issue. I dare say, and forgive me for those who like the Glissant line, or the Glissant formula soaps, my opinion is the Reserve line formula, unless there's something Will isn't telling us, Will and family, the Reserve line is the better line between the two. I think. I think it's thirstier. And it's slicker. And I've used, let's see, so I've used 3 soap bases this week. I've used the previous base prior to Glissant with the Cheshire. I've used Glissant base, Seville, and I've used the Reserve twice now this week. I really enjoy the Reserve base more. I should do an ingredient comparison. For example, let's go forward to go backwards. As you know, those of you that follow PAA soaps, Phoenix shaving soaps, Douglas and Friend decided to make Crown King across the board the soap formula. Which for a number of months, I didn't know if they ever had it in the plans or not, I've been advocating for, at least on my video and some comment sections on Facebook. Because between the two, the Crown King formula, the higher kokum butter formula, was the better of the two formulas. I think you got a better shave, better post shave. And if you put the ingredients list against each other, I think, minus maybe one ingredient, it was the same. The difference is the level. So as you know, if you know about ingredient list, it starts with the highest percentage amount of ingredient and then descends percentage-wise. I'm watching my hand, which was dumb. And so kokum butter is in PAA soap, but not as high a percentage as the Crown King formula. I mean, they may actually have the exact same ingredients, but in just different percentages. I know anyway the percentages are different. So if you look at the labels, the ingredient labels. So I'm wondering how different the Reserve base, I tell you all that to tell you this. I wonder how different the Reserve base is versus the Glissant base, and I should take the labels out and compare the two. That'd be something, or look on a website or whatever. Just to see if you can figure out what the differences are. I mean, I don't mind companies with a couple soap bases. I mean, take for example, Ginger's Garden. Irina can make you tallow, vegan, argan cream. I don't know if she has any others. I think she may have. I think she does 4. I know she has 3 for sure. Sorry, I don't mean to. I'm measuring the ums in my head, and not the intentional ones. But when I pause, have a couple coworkers that lead in when we're doing our meeting and lead in, go so, and it's like I hate when somebody leans on a word as a matter of how they speak. I also hate certain phrases. My least favorite word ever, because now working in the government for the majority of the last 18 years. Well, he'll be 18 in June. Is perspective. From a PMO. From PMO perspective, from a user perspective, from this perspective, that. Shut up. Get a thesaurus. So bring the slickness formula, bring that all around to the irritation discussion. I learned sometimes my videos, I start something and then I trail off, so I got to remember to bring that around. Little mustache sweeper. Well, close, tiny. So I want to see what I'm feeling in the glissant base that makes it a tad slicker. I mean, in the reserve base, that makes it a tad slicker, more enjoyable shave for me. I mean, we're talking more enjoyable on a level of like splitting hairs between awesome and fantastic, you know? I just really enjoy the reserve base that much more. Okay, let me get back to the actual point. How I don't get the irritation. And you know me, I'm not one to test residual slickness, like obviously after first pass, but you know, like you'll see like my good brother Chris or somebody else do. But there's got to be, you know, something to it to hit up spots. I mean, if you think about it, although it's not quite the same concept, I guess irritation doesn't build up if you reapply before you and you have some slickness left over. Kind of like, you know, oil in the engine, you know, lubricating the pistons and all that. And a light touch and a sharp blade. You end up with, your risk increases, but you just can get away with a little more, I suppose. Like, I'm not real happy still with I mean, there's still hair there. You can hear it. You can hear it grinding. A lot less now. My trouble spot here. All right. So we'll stop here. When it's feeling a little. Yeah, this will be good. Usually daily shaves, I don't want to run the BBS gamut because I want to get smooth in areas, but if I'm in damn fine shave territory, that's good because then you run the risk of irritation. Now, like when I did the 4 days growth shave using the Seville on Monday, you know, I used level 4 on the Rockwell, which is definitely not one I use normally. But I had such a great shave that my off-camera shave with the Cheshire was okay, but it wasn't great. And I had more feedback on the alum block. Right there. There's a spot I missed. Damn it. So, good thing is when you have some residual goop on the puck, and work it in. You know, I better rinse the alum off first, duh. Anyway. So you can take a little excess off your puck. Put a little slickness there. And much better. All right. That was like sticking out too easily. All right, all right. Hang on. It's always something. Under the nose. Gotta double check that all the time. All right. So no real redness. I mean, the only redness I get is, I mean, it's always gonna be a little, and then depending on your skin tone, I mean, after you shave and then I even used the matching pomade today. I bought it because I really, of all the scents, I really like the Cool the best of the 5. So. I've never smelled actual Floyd Blue, but it's supposed to be Floyd Blue-like. So, okay, so let's put on our aftershave. Now these have color, so now they're colorless, which is good. But I kind of like seeing the color, but I'm weird like that. All right, and now just because I want to add in a little moisture beyond what's the glycerin and the aftershave, I'm going to use some balm today. I will tell you, for those, even with a DE or an SC, straight razor, Chevette, whatever you're using, a product recommendation, it's going to be, we're going a little long today. A product recommendation I definitely want to suggest is the Shavier by the groominglounge.com. And I've been using this even before I got into traditional wet shaving, and it helps, you know, with ingrown hairs. It does a little bit of this, but this one has a little extra stuff to really fight redness, and irritations, razor bumps, stuff like that. It's really good product. It's not the cheapest product in the world. I can't remember the price, but go to groominglounge.com, check it out. I tell you, if you have irritation, this is a great product. I recommend it as a post shave. I know there's the razor burn whatever thing for Body Shop as well. It's probably a little cheaper, and it's an effective product. But if you really need it for irritation, this is the one I recommend. It's really a solid product. Pick up some of this too, because it has some of the same. So you could tag team this and get a really good post shave protection base. All right, and we're done. I just wanted to throw that out there. So thanks for watching, as always. Thanks for your support. Thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you want to send me a message, send me a message. You should be able to see my email also on my page. If you want to email me directly. Whatever you want to do. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, as Chris says. Cheers, as Steven says. Watch out for schools on these school buses, since we're on the school week. And take care, and I will see you in the next video. I work tomorrow, so I may not shave tomorrow because it's going to be like small office, so I don't have any meetings. But I will see you possibly Saturday for the next shave. Take care, friends. Love you. Too sweet, good brothers. Bye.